going around, because it was crazy what was being reported and everything. So, like I said, I was concerned, but I was confused too because I didn't know what to believe.
What is your feeling now, though, that he's staying, and it sounds like the university's kind of enhanced its commitment to giving the basketball program all the resources it needs?
I mean, I'm thrilled. I was hoping he'd come back, and when I heard he was, I was obviously ecstatic. So I'm very happy, and like I said, I think I'm just ready to get back and start, working towards having a good season next year.
In your mind, how important was it to keep Matt Painter at Purdue?
I thought it was essential. That's my opinion. I thought we had to keep him if we wanted to not take any steps backwards and continue the upward trend in Purdue basketball.
If the past 72 hours, as hectic as they were, lead to an enhanced commitment at Purdue, doesn't that speak well for the future?
I think so. I think if this ends like I think it will, I think it will enhance the program, and I think it will give us a chance to be successful in the future.
With all the big name colleges out there, were you guys surprised to hear Missouri, or was that somehow on the landscape that maybe he would talk to them?
A little bit. We played them my freshman year, and their stadium is pretty awesome. It's like a Consiga Fieldhouse. I mean, it's basically the same thing. So we understood that. But I think, we all thought that at the end of the day, the fact that it was his alma mater and that Purdue, especially him, would win out. So.
He said he heard from you guys, a handful of you. I mean, was there, not begging, but did you put your 2 cents into him, hey, Coach, I really want you to stay, anything like that?
I just let him know that I was hoping that I could play my senior year for him, and, I just wanted him to make sure that he, took into account all the things Missouri was going to give him, took into account what Purdue was going to give him, and weighed his options. And we understood that it was a business decision. It's hard. I think it's hard when you're 21 or 22 years old to understand what's fully going on. So I think we just let him know that we wanted to stay.
Were you at all surprised at the nerve it seemed to strike with Purdue fans everywhere? I mean, Purdue they were pretty adamant and very opinionated in all this.
Definitely, and I think it just shows how great our fan base really is. I think people really cared one way or another what Coach Painter was going to do, and it kind of created an insane 72 hours. I don't know any other way to really describe that.
A lot of people have signed long contracts. Do you have any doubt that Matt will finish it here with his loyalties?
That's still hard to say. 8 years is a long time. A lot can happen in 8 years, so I don't know if I can actually say that. I hope he does. I'd like him to stay, as long as he can, because I think, when you're a former player, you want to be able to come back and talk to your old coach and stuff like that. So hopefully he can, stay here longer than that.
You said he's the face of Purdue basketball. Do you think he's really the dream guy to lead Purdue's program?
I think, right now I think he definitely is. What more could you ask for than an alumni, a guy who cares about basketball, and a guy who's a great coach and recruiter? So I think that we have the total package in Coach Painter.
Rob, would you ever have thought the year after Juwan and Etuan leave that expectations for Purdue basketball would have been raised to a whole new level?
No, probably not. They're obviously Etuan and Juwan are great players, and we're going to miss them a lot. But I think we have a lot of talent coming back, and now we got Coach Payne coming back too. So I think we're looking forward to the challenge. We're looking forward to getting after it here in spring and in summer, and get ready for the season in the fall.
Apologize. Anything, or
you couldn't do nothing, because it was like every text message, every phone call, you didn't know. And then like Corey, our media guy, he just told us, if the media calls, not to talk about it yet. So I'm like, did he make his decision? What's going on? I didn't want to find out on ESPN or nothing. And then he gave me the call, so it was a good thing.
Is there a renewed sense of energy with this announcement that he's back?
I think so. I think because we believe in ourselves and this group and this talent, we know Coach believes in us. And now, since we got through this, we know people are going to start saying, they don't have Juwan, don't have Etuan, how are they going to be? So I think just having our coach back and knowing he believes in this is going to really give us that energy in the summer to really progress as a team.
You feel like you wanted to make that final run with Coach Painter, that the job wouldn't have been finished if he didn't try to ride out to the Final Four with you guys one more time?
Yeah, I wouldn't have felt right. I mean, Coach Martin recruited me, and then when he left, it was tough for me. I kind of wanted to leave with him. He told me to stay. I built a relationship with Coach Painter, Coach Owens, Coach Luss, and the staff, so it would have hurt, especially as a senior, to see Coach Painter leave, and we built so much up and worked so hard to get to the Final Four together. It wouldn't have been right.
Now that this is, past and Matt's staying and everything, can you look back and see sort of why he, pursued the avenue that he did and things, or is it still sort of like, why did this all happen?
I think it's mixed emotions, because as a player, it's like we don't want our coach to leave, But then from a business standpoint, and the older we get, we understand that he's looking at the best situation for him and his family. This is his career at the end of the day, and he has to put his family in the best situation for him. So it was mixed emotions for me because I understood both ways.
So are you thrilled, excited? How would you describe your emotions?
I'm excited. I mean, you know, every player, you go to any program, they're probably complaining about what a coach does, what he makes you do, but it's like we were talking about, it wouldn't seem right not having him do that, having a new coach come in, switching, you know, the whole system, it wouldn't seem right. So I'm very excited to have him back because I know he's a competitor. He just wants the best things for his players. The university wants to win, so it's a good thing to have him. Thank you. No problem.
Lou, the last 3 days, roller coaster ride, I'm sure. Just, did you feel like you were in the dark?
Yeah, you know, it's been really going on since last Thursday. We started hearing rumors, texting coaches back and forth. We had a meeting yesterday, and it was like nobody knew. Everybody just kind of was in awe, just wondering what's going to happen in the next move. So to finally get over it feels good, but it felt like a movie. Just you didn't know what was going to happen.
When you did officially get the word that he was coming back, just how excited and relieved were you?
I couldn't stop smiling. It was like, because he called me, he told me, he was like, you know, I'll be back. You gonna let me coach? And I'm like, yeah. And I couldn't stop smiling because I know what he brings to the table and how he feels about winning. So it just felt good to have coach back on our side.
Who would have ever imagined the year after Juwan and Etuan leave, all of a sudden with coach coming back and all the benefits that this program's going to have, that expectations are going to be raised even more so?
I think we want that. I mean, I think we feel like a lot of people are going to kind of write us off because Juwan and Etuan are leaving and they don't know how Rob's going to be and what the other players are going to do. So I think getting the expectation raised higher is going to be great for us this summer because players are going to have to really bring it and they know they can't slack off this summer.
Awesome.
No
Thanks,
problem.
Appreciate it.
Get back to square one here, if you don't mind. You've been asked all these questions already, but however long this process took, 4 or 5 days, whatever it was. 7.
Well, we started hearing rumors Thursday.
Really?
Yeah.
How anxious has everybody been?
It's been on pins and needles because, I mean, like he said, he really could affect hundreds of people. Just, you know, his family, coach's family, our families. And it just was like we didn't know. Nobody knew what was going to happen. He was on vacation, so he had to do things for himself and find out his best answer for himself. And we were all just sitting back. You know, we were the domino effect. If he leaves, you know, we're sitting here talking to y'all about he leaving. We don't know who we're getting. But now he's staying. Now we know we got to worry about the future and get focused on our season.
What would have happened if he left, do you think? I mean, would this have been a mass exodus? Or anything like that?
Yeah, honestly, I couldn't tell you. I know.
Obviously, a lot of people would wait for the new coach to be hired, I'm sure. But
definitely, like, I mean, you know, guys start wondering who will Purdue recruit, who are they going to look at, who's going to stay, are other people going to leave if we get the wrong coach and people don't feel comfortable. So we were glad we never had to cross that bridge, but it was talked about and people didn't really want to go that route.
What did Matt say when he called you to say he was coming back?
He called me and he asked me would I allow him to coach me next year, and I kind of laughed like, what if I say no? And he's like, okay, I'm going to Columbia. But no, when he said that, I was like, yeah, why not? And he was like, all right, I'm ready. I'm excited for next year. I'm on board. Let's get back going. Just a big smile on my face because I don't want to finish my career without him.
Through the period of time when you guys didn't know what was going on, everybody started talking about, well, you know, how committed is he to us, or anything like that? Anybody questioning any of that stuff?
I think a couple people questioned it, but it really was more so, why is he going to leave? He's going to leave us because the money's better. And we never really felt like he was leaving us as a team, but we knew the money was a better situation. And we don't know everything that goes on in that office with the coaching staff and administration, so we can't really speak on that. But it was mixed emotions. Some guys were hurt just because they didn't know if he was just going to leave them. And we wasn't looking at it from a business term and more of a player-coach relationship.
You were one of the ones who reached out to him, correct? Did you just text him or did you call him?
I texted him, like, because Tyrone told me when the rumor started. I was on my way home. Tyrone called me. Was like, Coach leaving us. I'm like, what? And I checked the internet, and I seen it on the internet. So I just like, whatever, I'm going to ask. Everybody want to wait around. And I texted him and said, you ain't going to leave us, is you? And then I got my number changed, so I didn't know. Then he called me the next day. We talked about it. He told me how the process worked. And I just had to wait and see it out.
Did the conversation you had with him put your mind at ease?
No.
Or did it make you more nervous?
Oh, Coach Penn? No.
Because I'd imagine he didn't commit to
It didn't.
Right?
Yeah, it didn't. Because that's one thing he won't. He won't just tell you something just to make you feel good. And I mean, he told me, you know, the best things he could tell me. And I talked to Rob, and Rob was in the same boat I was. So I didn't feel like, you know, he stretched the truth or didn't tell me or Rob the same thing.
Thanks, Lewis.
No
Appreciate
problem.
it.
We hear about kind of the sources, you know, the resources for the program,
Yeah.
you know, the commitment to the national championship. I asked that question. I don't think it was necessarily answered specifically. From a player's perspective, do you have all the tools you need here to be able to kind of perform at that level?
I think it's getting there. I think it's going to be honestly greater for the younger guys and the recruits that's coming in. I remember coming in here, we didn't have a gun to work. You know, I mean, it's a lot of things that Purdue's made strides on, so I really think it's going to be a benefit to the younger kids that come in, like when the older guys, ever since everybody's been coming back, even since I've been, everybody's like, man, y'all got this now? They letting y'all, it's like, it's just on the upswing, and it's the best thing for Purdue, and I think it's going to help Purdue in the long term.
So it's like an equipment issue sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of stuff. I mean, you know, and we don't know everything the coaches need
Right.
and what they don't get. And it's a lot of stuff we need, but right now we just haven't got it yet, and they're working on it, so.
I can tell that's as far as you were going with it.